So why did I get a RAV4 anyway? For those of you that didn't know, this is a 2024 Toyota RAV4. It is the XLE trim level, I believe. Fairly basic, enough on it, I think, that you're not really wanting for anything, but it doesn't have leather seats, and it doesn't have a bigger radio screen, and I don't know. I don't even know if it's available in leather seats or cooled seats or any of that kind of stuff. No heated steering wheel, none of which I need, by the way, although ventilated seats would be nice. Because it does get kind of hot down here in South Texas. But why did I buy this RAV4? You know, prior to this, I had a Toyota Prius, the new redesigned Prius, which, by the way, I absolutely loved. It was an awesome vehicle, and I did not get rid of it really because there was anything wrong with it. I never had any issues, although, in all fairness, I didn't have it that long. Fantastic car, but it was a little bit too small for passengers. You know, if you're transporting adults in your car with you, you really need to have something a little bit bigger, and they were pretty cramped a couple of times that I had a couple of grown adults in the rear seat. So that kind of changed my mind, I guess. I thought, you know, I need something that if I want to take a couple of people with me or something, or maybe I'm going out somewhere, I don't know, that I'd have enough room in the back. That was really the main driver for trading the Prius for the RAV4. Now, there were a couple of other reasons. One, I did want something bigger so that I could haul things covered inside, not exposed to the elements. I do have a truck, so I could put things in the bed, but not protected from weather and elements and all that stuff. I can do that in the RAV4. Now, that's not saying that it's so big I could haul like an 85-inch big screen TV or something, but I can fit most common things that you would need inside this RAV4. Grocery getter. It is a grocery getter. Nothing wrong with that. We all have to eat, right? When I went to the grocery store with the Prius, I found, and I normally don't go alone, my mother is with us a lot of the time, most of the time, so we're kind of getting groceries for two different households, if you will, and I didn't have enough space in the back of that Prius to be able to haul everything that everybody was buying. So I wanted something bigger, and I certainly get that in this RAV4. I mean, if you put the seats down, I would think I could buy for a family of five different families. I don't know. There's a ton of room, and I really like that. So very happy about the extra storage space. Comfort, we have to talk about that a little bit. Very comfortable in here. The seats are really nice, and I think if you wanted to take the RAV4 on like a long distance trip or something, there's no reason to hesitate in doing that. You can put you, your spouse, friend, whatever, and a couple of kids in the back and still have plenty of room and be comfortable and not have to listen to anybody complain about lack of space. The seats, as I mentioned, are very comfortable. I think sitting in these seats for a long period of time wouldn't be any issue at all. The one area I think it does fall short in a little bit is that there should be some sort of lumbar adjustment for the passenger. You know, passengers are always left out. They never get all of the accessories or options that the driver gets, and the RAV4 is the same. We really don't have much over there. It's a seat for the passenger to sit in. Fortunately, it's made of the same material and cushioning, at least, of what we have in the driver's side, so that's okay. Power-wise, you know, power is a big thing for me, and the Prius that I came from was a pretty quick vehicle, the new Prius. I can't believe I'm saying that about the Prius, but it's true. And I must say, I'm not noticing any big problems when it comes to power or acceleration in the RAV4. Matter of fact, we have some different settings we can choose from. We can use Eco, we can use Normal, we can use Sport, and I have noticed in this vehicle, Sport does make a difference. Gives you a little bit more reactivity, if you will, when you hit the accelerator. In other words, it accelerates a little quicker, and it kind of tightens up the steering a little bit. So even in the Toyota RAV4, you can have a sporty driving experience where you're not stuck with just driving something that's bland and boring. And I think you get that in a lot of the mid-size or small-size SUVs. Typically, they're gutless, and there's really no option to make it any better. Not so. This vehicle is quick for what it is, and it's fun to drive. Matter of fact, I would say that as a daily driver, and I have 2 other vehicles, this is the one that I choose most often. Now, there's one big reason, full disclosure, that I do that. I have a brand new 2024 Tacoma, and I also have a 2024 Jeep Wrangler, and I don't really want to leave them sitting in parking lots. So the RAV4 kind of becomes the daily mule, if you will, that I don't have to worry about if I'm parking it somewhere. I still park far away because, you know, people like to park next to you and decorate the outside of your doors. But I worry much less about this vehicle than I do the others that I have. Lastly, let's talk about styling. You know, I've had my eye on a RAV4 for a long time, and usually for me, that's because I like the looks of the vehicle. And I will say that this version is a bit bigger, and there is one thing that I don't like about it, and that is the treatment of the taillights in the back. They kind of have points on them, point out a little bit. Not a big fan of that, but otherwise I do think it looks pretty good. It's one of the reasons why I got the RAV4, is because I think it's a pretty good looking option. There is one more thing I should mention: reliability and quality. Of course, this is a Toyota product. I haven't had any issues with it. I'm going to do a 500-mile review here, maybe after this video, but little precursor to that, I haven't had any issues with it. It's been pretty much spot on so far. I say pretty much, it's been dead spot on so far. Nothing that I'm worried about. There's only 2 things other than those tail lights that I don't like. One, I do have a rattle. It seems to be right here in this pillar. I think it's actually the seat belt mechanism. I'm not sure. One of these days, I'm going to go ahead and take that apart and see if I can't figure it out. It's the only rattle or noise, and right now, honestly, I don't hear it at all. So maybe it's self-healing. We shall see. The other thing is the auto stop system. I am not a big fan of auto stop. This, as well as I think almost every other Toyota or vehicle altogether that's new, has that system in it. Drives me nuts. Fortunately, we still have the button down there where we can turn it off. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys I think a brief overall why I bought the RAV4. Awesome vehicle. I highly recommend it, particularly if you haul adults or have kids or eat food and go to the grocery store. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've got the RAV4. Why did you buy it? I'd just be curious. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.